Hey, Cub fans! Thanks for joining us here on Cubs 24/7, where Randy talks Cubs with delight and unwavering optimism. And today we're going to do that as we talk about Fergie Jenkins, Cubs Hall of Fame pitcher. Ferguson Arthur Jenkins Jr. Phenomenal pitcher, phenomenal numbers. You might want to get a notepad. I'm going to tell you some numbers that you will have to check out. You're going to fact check me, because I'm going to give you some numbers that you think there's no way that happened. So you go ahead and do that. I'll give you a fair warning. It's going to be some big time numbers that I give you. Ferguson Arthur Jenkins Jr., nicknamed Fly, born on December 13th, 1942 in Chatham, Ontario, Canada. Lanky sort, 6'5", 205. Good athlete, played the sports that you would expect him to play, and was signed by the Phillies in 1965. Debuted on September 10th, 1965 against the Cardinals. Went 4 1/3, gave up 2 hits, 1 strikeout, walked nobody, got the win. Last game of his career was on September 26th of 1983 versus the Phillies. He only went an inning, gave up 2 hits, 2 earned runs. Hall of Famer, inducted into the Hall of Fame in 91. Cy Young Award winner in 1971, 3-time All-Star, phenomenal pitcher. Fergie started his career only about maybe the first 50 or 60 outings as a reliever, but he's a classic starter. Lanky. Fergie had 4 pitches, 4+ pitches. Didn't have one pitch that was like devastating lights out that he led with, that he threw 50 or 60% of the time. Just a good pitch mix, and they were all really good, and he commanded them. So 4-pitch repertoire plus pitches, command, and that's a recipe for a pretty good starter, and I think he was. The most interesting thing to me about this particular video is going to be the comparison of the way it was when Fergie pitched back in that era compared to the way it is today. It's almost like it's 2 different games for a starting pitcher. In Fergie's day, the rotation was a 4-man rotation. And if you're in a 4-man rotation on a big league team back in the late 60s, you were really good. Well, why is that? Well, there's only 4 of you, and you're expected to start and finish the game. There was no such thing as a pitch count in Fergie's era. There was no such thing as putting a setup guy or a specialist out of the bullpen, replacing a starter in the 6th inning for no other reason other than it's the 6th inning. A starter back in Fergie's days pitched until the opposition knocked him out. And I'm not talking about even just through 9. They go 10 or 11. They wouldn't even think about it. Bullpen guys, if the starter's cruising and it's the 8th inning, bullpen's still sitting there. They're not getting up, milling around. Manager's not talking to his bench coach. Well, how many? What's his pitch count? What's he got? None of that happened. Guy keeps getting you out. He keeps getting you out. They stayed, and that philosophy shows up in some of these amazing numbers that I'm going to share with you about what Fergie did in his career. So. Great pitcher, 4-pitch pitcher, command, didn't walk anybody, didn't give up slug. In fact, before I get into his career numbers, let me just give you this. I just said he didn't walk anybody, and I'm not just saying it, like it was. I feel like he doesn't walk anybody. Fergie Jenkins had the lowest base on balls per 9 in the league in 7 years, from 70 to 75, and then again in 78. Led the league in base on balls per 9. So when I said Fergie Jenkins didn't walk anybody, I'm telling you Fergie Jenkins didn't walk anybody. At the same time, he wasn't walking anybody. He didn't give up slug. Fergie Jenkins led the league in home runs per 9 given up in 67, 68, 71, 72, 73, 75, and 79. So Fergie's pitching today. I'm giving you the scouting report. You're Rook. Okay, Rook. Fergie's pitching today. Here's what he does. He's got 4 pitches that are all really good. He puts them wherever he wants. He commands them. So you're not going to walk, and you're not going to slug either. So good luck. That's the way it was. good luck with Ferguson Arthur Jenkins Jr. Let's talk about his career numbers, his Hall of Fame career numbers. Finished his career with an 84.2 WAR, which is currently the 24th best among pitchers. His win-loss record, 284 and 226 at a 3.34 ERA. Pitched in 664 games. Started 594 times. In that 594 starts, he ate up 4,500 and 2/3 innings. I'll do the math for you. You won't have to. He averaged 7+ innings per start in his career. Averaged 7+ innings per start in his career. Struck out dudes. I told you he didn't walk anybody, didn't give up home runs, and he had to strike out. He struck out 3,192 people in his career. Over 3,000 strikeouts, didn't walk you, didn't give up home runs. 1.142 whip. Batting against numbers. Hitters hit 243 against Fergie, had a 287 on base percentage, and a 670 OPS. Career Hall of Fame numbers you would expect from a Hall of Fame pitcher, except in today's standard, those innings. Incredible. Fergie pitched for the Cubs, and his numbers were really good for the Cubs, better than his career numbers. Pitched for the Cubs from 66 to 73, then again in 82 and 83. And in Fergie's Cub history, he went 167 and 132. Had a better ERA than his career ERA at 3.2. He pitched in 401 games, had 341 starts. In Fergie's career, 347 starts, 154 complete games. Did you write that down? 100, because you're going to want to fact check me. There's no way. Yeah, 154 complete games in 347 starts. What's the math on that? It's a little over half. A little over half his starts were complete games. I mean, we just need to sit and think of that. That's like, what? Hey, if I told you there's a pitcher this coming year is going to do that, you'd go, well, they can't. They can't. It is an impossibility for a pitcher to complete 50% of his starts in 2024. That won't be allowed. You're barred from complete games now. I'm not bitter about it. Maybe a little. Cubs career, he had 2,673 and 2/3 innings. Struck out 2,038 batters. Had a 1.23 whip. Whew. Dude could pitch, man. Didn't walk you, struck you out. Didn't give up bombs. Probably going to win today. And he's probably going to help himself out, too. That's the other thing. Fergie Jenkins hates the DH. Reason that Fergie Jenkins hates the DH is because he's a pitcher who could hit. He thinks it's blasphemy that he wouldn't be able to hit. He thinks a pitcher has the right to hit. He actually said that. I thought it was a good line. We got a right to hit. Fergie could hit for a pitcher. He had 1,010 plate appearances, 896 ABs, had 148 hits. Hit 13 home runs. Had 27 doubles. Walked 41 times. That phrase, help himself out, is gone now. It's a baseball vernacular that no longer exists because pitchers don't hit anymore. So help yourself out is what happened if a pitcher did something positive with a bat in his hand, right? Even sack bunt's helping yourself out, but a hit, well, Fergie helped himself out quite a bit. Now, his average at 165, career average, isn't something that a everyday player is going to make a living on, but for a pitcher, it's really good. 452 OPS. So Fergie's coming in the game. He knows he's going to pitch the whole game. He's not going to walk you. You're not going to hit a home run off of him. He's probably going to strike, 10 of you out. And he's probably going to get a hit. Ferguson Arthur Jenkins Jr. came to beat you today. He was great. Had such a way about him too, just an air of confidence that I'll take the ball. You guys get on my back. We're gonna be fine today, Fergie. An interesting little tidbit that I noticed was all of Fergie's 13 home runs, he hit them with the Cubs. He didn't hit any home runs with anybody other than the Cubs. I spotted that and I thought, well, that's interesting. Share that with you. He was a decent fielder, not a great fielder. Wasn't a Gold Glove fielder, never won a Gold Glove, but he had a 954 fielding average. He was decent. 49 errors, started 45 double plays. He was 6'5". He kind of got off the mound. He wasn't all that quick coming off, but just a decent, solid fielder. So great pitcher, great hitting pitcher, and a decent fielder was Fergie Jenkins, Ferguson, or the Fly, Ferguson Arthur Jenkins Jr. I had this idea, and I wanted to see how numbers compare today with Fergie's era. So I took Justin Steele's numbers from 2023, and I'm going to compare those to Fergie Jenkins' numbers at the same time period. So Justin played in his 27-year-old season last year. So I took Fergie's 27-year-old season, and we're going to compare them. So I'm going to lay it out for you. What did Fergie do the season he was 27 years old compared to what Justin did playing for the Cubs? So here we go. In that season, Fergie Jenkins pitched 313 innings. Justin Steele had a great career, or a great season in 23. Justin's numbers, I'm looking at them right in front of me. These are fantastic numbers. So comparing them to Fergie at the same time, I just think it's very interesting. And there's 2 or 3 of these statistical categories that really put a light on the difference in the eras. And that's the first one. Fergie pitched 313 innings. Justin pitched 173. And Justin had a great season and ate up a lot of innings. But he pitched about half the innings Fergie did. Fergie pitched in 80 games. Justin pitched in 30 games. So that makes sense too, right? 4-man rotation, gets an extra. That's about right. Fergie started 39 times. Justin started all 30 of his. Fergie went 22-16. Justin went 16-5. Fergie's ERA was 3.39. Justin had a lower ERA at 3.06. But Fergie had 24 complete games. 24 complete games. Had 39 starts and completed 24 of them. Well, he had 22 wins. So, yeah, he had complete game losses. Sure. Happens. Well, doesn't happen now. It happened then. But Justin didn't have any complete games. And he probably won't. I mean, can you a complete game? I don't even know who pitched the last one. Fergie had 24 of them. That's just unreal. 154 complete games career. Had 24 of them that season of his 27-year-old. Fergie's whip that year was 1.038. Justin's was 1.171. Hits per 9. Fergie gave up only 7.6. Justin gave up 8.7. Home runs per 9. Justin's was a little better. Fergie was at 0.9. Justin was at 0.7. Base on balls. Fergie gave up 1.7 per 9. Justin gave up 1.9 per 9. In strikeouts, Justin struck out more at 9.1 strikeouts per 9. Fergie had 7.9, so almost a little over one more. Justin is a little nastier probably if I look at it. Justin's, let's go Fergie's 4-pitch repertoire and Justin's 2-pitch nasty stuff. Yeah, probably gonna K more, but probably gonna walk more. And it sure showed up. So what can we expect from Dustin in his 28-year-old season? Well, this is Fergie Jenkins. What Fergie did, and this is back-to-back from 27 to 28, and we'll compare those. So this is Fergie Jenkins at 27 compared to Justin, and now Fergie at 28, and we can maybe look forward to see, well, what's Justin going to do? In Fergie's 28-year-old season, he pitched 325 innings, so he went from 313 to 325. He started 39 games again, same thing. His win percentage went up. He won 24 games, lost 13. His ERA went from 3.39 down to 2.77. That's just unreal. The very first complete games, had 30 of them. Had 30 complete games. My God. Whip was 1.049. 8.4 hits per 9. 0.8 home runs per 9. Right at 1 walk per 9. 7.3 strikeout per 9. I don't know. It's amazing stuff. That I don't know. You know, stuff like that's not going to happen again. I think we're just done with that. The way things are, I don't see something like that coming back. You know, that era, having somebody like Fergie just shows up every fourth day and pitches and stays in the game till the game's over. Probably got a hit. Just interesting stuff. As I was going through and just kind of getting my head around Fergie, there was really so much that I kind of wanted to tell you. And so I just made some bullet points, some snippets of, hey, Fergie. So Fergie was the first pitcher to finish his career, with 3,000 or more strikeouts and less than 100 bases on balls. He's the first guy to do that. So, again, struck you out, didn't walk you. Fergie won 20 or more games 6 consecutive seasons, from 67 to 72. There's only 2 other Cubs that ever did it. Clark Griffith from 1894 to 1899. And I always love to get a chance to say Mordecai Brown. Mordecai Brown, 1906 to 1911. Mordecai, for you younger Cub fans, you got to go back to when the Cubs were good back in that mid-1900s. He was their star. The last 3 pitchers to complete 30 games in a season are Catfish Hunter in 75, Steve Carlton in 72, and Fergie in 71. They all happened in the 70s to complete 30 games. That's not going to happen anymore. Complete 30 games. I don't know. Maybe it will. I don't know. Maybe it bounces and goes the other way. I don't know. It sure looks like it's a long way away if it does. Fergie was the first Canadian-born Hall of Famer. There's another one. Are you thinking who it is? Larry Walker. Fergie Jenkins never stole a base. 19 years. Never got caught stealing either. So I guess he's doing good there. Fergie's signing bonus when he signed with the Phillies was $6,500. Highest salary that I could figure on Fergie was $300,000 is the highest salary I got. That was 82 with the Cubs, I think, is where he kind of peaked out. During his career, there was a crowd of really good pitchers that I think overshadowed Fergie. Gibson, Marichal, and Seaver, among others. But those 3 I feel like overshadowed Fergie. But Fergie didn't think that he compared with Gibson, Marichal, and Seaver. Fergie thought he was better. Yeah, he does. He'll say it. He didn't like it. He likes to compare himself to Robin Roberts. And if you don't know who Robin Roberts is, you can check him out. But Roberts was the player who won 20 games in 6 consecutive seasons prior to that, from 1950 to 1955. And Fergie has always thought that that's sort of the benchmark that he wanted to be compared with. Fergie's dad, Ferguson Arthur Jenkins Sr., was a chef, and he's from the Bahamas, and he played some semi-pro ball. Fergie's mom was 5'10" and was an excellent bowler. Fergie played basketball for the Harlem Globetrotters. There's pictures of him doing that. Ferguson Arthur Jenkins Jr. What a Cub. Probably the last of that we've ever seen. Guys, I hope you enjoyed that. I sure did. I worked on this one for probably 4 days thinking about it, and what's the right stuff to talk about, because there's so much with Fergie, even now, the statue, and we could go on and on, but it was a very special Cub, and his numbers are incredible, and I'm happy to be able to share some of those with you guys today. So that's all I have for you for today. I'll be back very soon with another video where we'll talk Cubs. And in the meantime, go Cubs go.